This is The Point, news from Noise, daily market call presented by Kattan Ferretti Financial. I'm your CEO, Brad Roth, and I look forward to having a daily discussion with you over the topics that we present in this note every single morning. So without further ado, The Point. All right, and welcome to The Point. It is Tuesday, July 25th. I am going to be playing Oakmont for the first time today, so I am pumped. So Cameron,
thank you for the invite.
Yeah, well, you got to work for that. So, Cam, why don't you give us the news today, bud?
U.S. futures are green this morning after yesterday saw mixed results in line with varied economic data as we continued the push into a heavy week. The Stoxx Europe 600 index trudged higher, up 0.6%, led by gains in banks as France and the UK saw solid gains. The MSCI Asia Pacific fell 0.2%, which is similar to losses in Japan and the MSCI Emerging Market Index, while India's Nifty 50 hit a record high amid better-than-expected earnings. Major yields saw advances, with 10-year Treasuries advancing 2 basis points to 2.27%, which is its highest in more than a week. And earnings season continues its heavy arsenal as we await some more important results from Facebook, Deutsche Bank, Amazon, BNP Paribas, along with many others this week. And Michael Kors, which is popular among bears, has agreed to buy Jimmy Choo for about $1.2 billion as they set to restore lost luster. The company has been closing stores and reducing its exposure in efforts to boost its exclusivity. Crude oil gained over a percent to near the $47 mark as Saudi Arabia's promise to further cut crude exports continues to push the price per barrel higher. OPEC's largest producer will cap its shipments at 1 million barrels fewer the year before, and differences in views are emerging in the market as some hold it largely bearish while others say bullish. Gold took its largest dip in more than 2 weeks as it fell 0.4% to further its yearly decline of more than 5%. Gold miner Aracia Mining in Tanzania lost almost half of its equity value in 3 days after they got slapped with a $190 billion tax bill, largely influenced by interest and penalties. The dollar and euro both saw gains as the pound and yen saw the opposite trend. The euro again flirted with its highest level in 2 years as German business confidence data beat expectations. Goldman Sachs' Christopher Mueller-Glissman says that strong global growth will continue to trump the threat posed by the rising euro for the region's stocks, as data appears to be backing him up. And the European Central Bank executive board member said that stimulus was still needed to support headline inflation as underlying price pressures remain muted. Several key points are on tap for the government this week, starting with the decision on Wednesday for U.S. interest rates. Rates are expected to remain on hold, although investors will be listening closely for clues on the fate of the balance sheet. The U.S. economy probably gained traction in the second quarter as spending by American consumers picked up after a lull earlier this year, and also in economic data for this week is the GDP report on Friday. The post-Brexit trade talks are underway as the U.S. and UK are meeting in Washington, while Trump's son is due to go before the Senate on Wednesday. Also on Capitol Hill, Senator John McCain is set to return as lawmakers will vote on Trump's proposed healthcare legislation. And Australia has 2 key points to focus on tomorrow as June quarterly inflation data, along with a speech on the labor market and monetary policy, will come from the Reserve Bank governor. So Brad's still kind of beating a dead horse, earnings and government data again and again.
Yeah, it's that time of year, right? But no, great. Futures are ripping this morning. I think I saw Dow futures are up over 100 points. Caterpillar and United Technologies for the Dow both posted bottom line results, just setting the market ripping. I think Caterpillar's up about 4% in the pre-market, but General Motors, McDonald's, Biogen, they also beat Google, Alphabet, and 3M. Even though they did beat expectations, are slipping a little bit. But I mean, the earnings are strong. I mean, they really, really have been strong. Back in probably early 2016, late 2015, earnings did not look so hot. And now they have come back. So keeping an eye out there. And yeah, I mean, Fed's starting its 2-day meeting Listen, I don't think anything's going to come out of it other than maybe some parsing of a few words here and there when it comes to their balance sheet. But as far as them raising rates, I think there's about a 0% chance of that happening. But keeping an eye on, Philadelphia Fed's non-manufacturing survey that's out at 8:30, those numbers give you some clues. But again, I'm going unchanged on the Fed. Maybe some tidbits about the balance sheet, but overall, I think it will be an uneventful meeting. So, Cam, what do you got for me in the sports world last night?
I wish I had some stuff for you. The Penguins signed Brian Dumoulin for six more years at $4 million a year. Derrick Rose joined the Cavaliers on a 1-year deal as they expect to be losing Kyrie Irving after his trade request. And the Pirates last night, another big win over the Giants, 10-3, as Josh Bell and Jordy Mercer both had 3 hits, and McCutchen had a 3-run home run. So they stand pat at 50-50, only 2.5 games back of first place. So fingers crossed.
Yeah, let's see if they can get it going, man. The way that this season started, I didn't think that this was possible, but Let's go Bucks, right? So this has been another edition of The Point. It is Tuesday, July 25th, and we'll see you all tomorrow.